Mr. R.K. Pandey, our eminent presenter, is Head International Business T&D Transportation Tata Projects Limited, is responsible for sustained growth and profitability in Middle East, Central Asia, Africa, Europe, and Latin America regions. A civil engineering graduate from Assam Engineering College with 26 years of experience in infrastructure industry, a competent and capable technocrat with strong domain focus and penchant to create and deliver complex projects within defined timelines, a thought-provoking leader with proven ability to lead multifaceted projects ranging from power generation, thermal, wind and solar to transmission and distribution and rail infrastructure to drive sustainability. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
My name is your R.K. Pandey, representing your international business of your Tata Projects Limited. And first of all, I would like to welcome all of you in your Rail Technology Expo 2021, organized by Rail Analysis. And I express my core thanks to these Rail Analysis for giving me a chance to put my perspective and my view on how to build a Atmanirbhar Bharat. As you know, the rail is driving the economics of India or any country. So it's my pleasure to get connected here. So before we start to my view on this, I would like to tell you life is all about the inside out. And you know, it appears from outside, but inside India is a country of your old heritage culture, and that's why inside out. So I will try to have some your new coining of definition of education. So education is not only just reading something and memorizing and delivering something, but how we own it from inside. So it can be a put like that: ki ego driving unending competency, accomplishing tasks inside out to sink in nature. So it means that whatever we have learned, what we have taken from the nature, it is the responsibility of all of us to devote to the country and make the coexistence with the nature. And that's when it happen, then certainly there will be a Atmanirbhar existing in India or Bharat forever. Yeah. In my presentation, so I will cover what is the framework that we need to adopt to become Atmanirbhar. Atmanirbhar is basically a journey which started from your dependency, independency to become interdependent. So in true sense, interdependent, we have to give shoulder to each other is the meaning of the Atmanirbhar. As we know, railway is a propeller to become your interdependent. And if you see this, your booming infrastructure of India, everybody is aware the 102 lakhs has been invested as an NIP, and 13% is the total percentage allocated over the NIP plan, and 13% your coincides with your sustainable development goals number 13, and that also suggests about thinking with the nature. So that is why it is coincidence is happening like that. NIP, I will tell you, such a plan has been made with such a thought process. It is really syncing with the nature. Digitalization. So everybody is knowing the digitalization. It is really whatever the inequality exists over the world, and digitalization will make every world in a different way. We see this your the only factor which is your differentiating between your developing and develop is the productivity, and your digitalization is a single word which we really bringing this your productivity in this world. Now this is a time of what is calling D. How we'll see how this mega trends are happening with the D, and rather than the D, we will see how co-creating, co-living, co-growing together, coexistence is really things which you require to make all the human beings of the earth as a prosperous and smiling forever. Yeah. So we are talking about the framework which we require for our Atmanirbhar. We talk about the infrastructure, systems, demography, demand, and economy. So infrastructure is a veins and arteries which needs to be built as a robust, in which we can have efficient systems. It can meet the various challenges of the demography and 1.4 billion populations country, and it will be make the robust economy as well. So in the infrastructure segment, we understand this your logistic performance index of India has to be make efficient integrated one. So there had not been such a focus, which is focus coming at present of India. One can understand from that still our railway segment, 13% of the overall potential laid in your NIP plan, 102 lakhs has been only put for your railway systems. And as we know, there is a lot of draining of the money from the Indian in contracts of this year, not up to the educate logistic. When it will happen, it will it will be a saving from your 14% of GDP to 10%. So now it really this will putting India in a different lever and gears in terms of the infrastructure when the investment happen. When it happens, the systems will become your robust systems, and your digitalization is going to play a major role here, which we cover in our subsequent slide as well. India is a country which is not a country. If you care about in terms of a complete universe itself, number of challenges, number of variances which exist in India. One who can become dependent or it can really and it can be translated and transported to the various countries as well. So what are the experiences which we are once we become a local stabilized, then we can become vocal to capture the outside arena as well. So India is basically a demand country. If you see in this and total universe, you'll find the demand and the consumption pattern. India is a demand is your really surging like your anything, and that will be your necessitating efficient supply chain. And the Indian railway or railway system is going to play a major benchmark for that. And in the time we'll see demand has to be done not a centralized in a decentralized way is that the theme of time, and that will make efficient and a robust facilitator economy. So economy will see now India has making ready for ourselves to make a quantum jump rather than incremental way. If there's integration now, if we understand a lot of integration have happening between the various modes of the transport, and that will really enable us to meet the our your surging of the economy. India has a business of your 5 trillion economy, and through this you are making India. So there, so everything's are being put in a highest accelerator, and we expect that certainly India will become within the first three countries of the economics. But the essence is that here both the brains and hearts to have a work together, and I can put like that: ease of doing business, in my opinion, is a hurt. Okay, so that's why ease of doing business, innovation index, and that will bring you a global competitive index. If you see the Indian ease of doing business is really something from 140 position to around a 63 number of position, and innovation index. So really India has a vision from 52 2018 to come to your 25 number. Last year it was your 48. And global competitive index, I would just like to hear one after reaching your one position, one has to sharpen your continuously. I will just give an example of US, how your global competitive index is a decline from your number one position in 2018 to your now it is your number 10 position, and which was there previously to your number three positions. And that's why once we become a leader, retaining that position is always a challenge, and that's why our education is a never ending, which I have put in my your opening remarks. Railway is an art and the arteries of the which you supply your blood, oxygens, and everything which we require for a country. We can understand from your SDG number 9 in industry and innovation. So I will just capture here a few of the bullet points how it do what is the importance of the railway systems here. It meets our aspirations of becoming a third largest economy, and that will be not only bringing the economy the growth from the inside out, our brain culture everything will begin, and that will really bring the prosperity to the large country. Around 18% of the globe of that is having a prosperity life. It is a what is the 1 rupee if you invest in the railway system, it brings your five rupees return back. So it can be suggested like that. It really is a large contribution to your the GDP. And this your exports expect to be grow by 7 to 8% with the robust investment plan of the railway systems. Now we come to about this your once there will be multimodal systems integrated ones with your and your making integrated with your digitalizations that will really meet the our global priorities as well. So we can say the railway is not only driving the, your economic part, but also playing a major role in your balancing the ecological. So we can say that it is a driver of the ecological balance in the economic growth. So now we talk about the digital rail world. So you can see the map, how the this is going to be integrated systems. First you see as a map from here, there are some this year consumption center and there are some production sector across the globes. So we can say this is UIC Union International of the Destiny, that is the International Indian Railway, aiming to be how we bring a cohesive, robust, dynamic, closed loop of one world. And because we have learned from the COVID how the unity, how the closed loop one looks like that. Innovation always plays an important role for us. A lot of innovations are happening here. From the innovation, how we become to sustainable journey of ourselves is the essence of time that will not invite any pause for us. At least we have a freedom to run to achieve your one's objective. Now, the demography is also playing a very important role here in shaping this infrastructure of the future. If you see the demography, the average age of the world may be around your 29 years, but over a period of your 2 decade of time, it will be going around your 35 years period of time. And you'll see it created the mindset. The usage of the railway will be more for having a higher average, and that's why the railway system is going to be become the mode of the future for everyone. And what are the if you see India is a country in which it is a consumption center basically. So until and unless it is connected, it will not able to serve the purpose and reducing equal inequality. In my opinion, railway is going to play an important role. How it will bring the equality, that is, you're reducing the inequality, that is the SDG number 10. And it is certainly with the integrated with the digitalization, with really destroying the billions. It means that there is some pocket centers are here, the very prosperous people or the economic very high people, and really create the millions for us. And that's the way how we're going to bring the equality through the globe. So I meant to say now disruption. So disruptions out of the various phases of this your innovation. You talk about the D. Now the D word is really making a resonance, pointing everywhere through the things. But we have found the phases from the developed countries. How what is the meaning of? I will just like to put some phases on the D. So now we're talking about the decentralization. Decentralization is the time because we know because summation of parts is greater than the whole number. Once there is a decentralized empowerment, which happens like in India, various zones where GM and DRM have given some empowerment, and their SOP has been revised, and that will really make the systems here efficient. If you're talking about the deregulation, so deregulation is a symbol of this is your efficiency. So deregulation has already started in India. If you see about the rolling stock or Tejas has just started, and it is a deregulated way forward in your time to come. We will see the deregulation will not happen only in the rolling stock, also coming to the infrastructure as well. When we have a condition-based your monitoring system, operation and maintenance are going to be outsourced, and that is the deregulated way, and that really bring the what is called efficient way of moving ahead. Decarbonization. So if you see the decarbonization, India decarbonization intensity, we are able to meet some target around 21% against target of 30 to 35% by 2030. But now the journey ahead is more challenging with us because IT sector played a major role in the economy of the India. Now, as we are aware, the MSME is going to be the backbone of the Indian economy with 63.4 million number of users of this year MSME, and that will leading some sort of carbon emissions to us. And that's maintaining this year, achieving 30 to 35% is the only way when we enhances our productivity, and that's why that bringing the next window called digitalization. Digitalization is a everybody will learning through the, because everything has a momentum, has the importance in life, as well as the pose having the importance in the life. Like the pose of COVID-19 has shown us the importance of the digitalization work, and digitalization is the things which bring the equality, in my opinion. And in your digitalization really bring the comfort and the time saving, as well. As you are aware, in your digitalization phases, a lot of new initiatives have been you're taken, like your signal and your say signal and telecommunication. Your is ETCS level 2 is coming up, which we are being under this, that will the first is going to come under RTS, and that will show you how the efficient and the trade. And what is happening in digitalization is really, if you see the India, the uses, it is the uses of what is called rolling stock. Rolling stock is your more intensive rather than the infrastructure. When the digitalization phases will be coming, then there will be optimum utilizations of the infrastructure as well as the rolling stock. If you see, the rolling stocks are being more used in terms of the US, but you see China having a better uses of the rolling stock in the infrastructure. In my opinion, when the efficiency and the productivity will be here, then there will be better uses of the infrastructure and the rolling stock. And that's why digitalization is going to be a very, very key role to us. But but when there is a resonance of D across the globe, so who knows, depopulation may be the next thing which may come to us. And as you know, we talk about the education, ego driving, unending competency, and is it a inside out? And that is not the meaning of this education. Education means something is a very pivotal in the nature. So that's why. So going the life with the sea is the essence of your time. From these your four windows, you can understand how the electrification has been done, how the ecosystem is existing. And it is because India never had been made such a drive in the electrifications of these your railway systems. Two-thirds of the electrification has been already done. And apart from that, we all aware that around 20 gigawatt of the solar power plant has to go about 33 billion units of the requirement of this your power traction power. And it happened that really bring the theme C. So, and we understand cross borders trade is also becoming very important for India's security and the economic drive. So here in energy security, India energy security, if we talk about Indian power consumption pattern is increasing like anything. It is already a double consumption happened from your, if you take in your last 1.5 decade, and now from 1291 terawatt hour is to going to be 3700 3700 terawatt hour by 2040. So threefold increase is there, and that's why Indian energy security is a very, very less. And that is your compelling us to have a cross border your trade, and that makes a robust railway systems required not only in India but having the across the sea. It can bring the seamless connect here, and that's will going to enhance the energy security level of the India. If it happens, certainly this will drive the economy of the country. So here, if you see the adoption of the terminology called you see, suppose if there is a surplus resources are there and there is some deficit or the consumption sector. If you talk about Asia itself, if we call about the consumption center of the globe, it can be called in a some way. And that's the really, if some your cross-border trade happens, it will bring economic to the other countries also, because our theme is that to become your Atmanirbhar. Atmanirbhar is not only to grow yourself bigger and the robust, but your surrounding has to be become also robust. And that after stabilizing one set, until unless one stabilizes and grow himself robust, he cannot complement to the outside one. And if it happens, then certainly there will be existence of this your co-creation concept of your throughout. And in the concept happening, and India will be definitely become the third economic power globe, which is the vision of the India. But you see, in order to make, there's a lot of challenges like cross-border trade imperative that India has already envisaged the require of the multi-border requirement and the number of containers, and 60,000 containers already has been envisaged. It will happen from 2001, 2021 to 2026. And already the initiatives have been taken by the government of India for this manufacturing capacity, where we can have a robust export also as well. If it happens, then certainly there will be only a growth parameter in the mindset of the each and every human being smiling. It will bring the ease of doing business, competitiveness, innovations, and India can make a really like a moving ahead from your current position to the here. And when it happens, see, it really going to reduce the inequality. If you understand in the total holistic systems of what is called sustainable development goals, so because you know education, what is education? Education is only means how, and how is a driver of this only education in my perception. If you see from SDG 6 to SDG 12, it is only about the how. That is called the education, that is called the knowledge. And you see there is a number 10, reduce inequality is a number which is owned by the god. That is the nature. It doesn't tell the how. But if you everything you converges toward the number 10, then you certainly it is going to create uniformity across the globe, and that is the message of the universe. So in my understanding, application of concept which I have defined earlier, education for an unprecedented global understanding which will reduce the inequalities, to make the earth prosperous, and to bring coexistence ecosystems. And here railway is going to play the most pivotal role here. So that's my understanding. What is the real meaning of education inside out, to sing in the nature, and the railway is going to play the role of the inner enabler in coining the real meaning of the education. So that's my understanding. So thank you very much to all the participants, all the listeners for listening to me. Thanks a lot.